Xi Jinping. We all think of him as an invincible dictator who rules China using brute force. Well, that is most certainly the case. But that's it. This despotic Chinese ruler is a roaring lion only within the comforts of the Chinese territory. Outside, he is a drenched cat who shivers at the slightest gust of wind. From forcing his diplomats to strictly follow the wolf warrior mode of operations to now pleading world leaders to cooperate and work together with China, the CCP General Secretary most definitely seems to be suffering from a bipolar disorder of sorts. His fake courage cannot fool the free world. It might be able to intimidate Chinese citizens for a bit, but Xi Jinping's theatrics are impressing nobody internationally. Hi and welcome. This is TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Sanbir Ranhotra, and in this video I will tell you how Xi Jinping's secret is out in the open. Let's begin. China today faces global criticism and scrutiny over a variety of issues. There are just too many issues which the free world order can use against China. For Beijing, the heat is getting just too much now, which is why Xi Jinping is changing his tone and tenor. According to the Epoch Times, Xi Jinping changed his wolf warrior tone to cooperation and fusion with other countries at a July 16th virtual conference with US President Joe Biden, Russia's Vladimir Putin, and other world leaders of the Asia-Pacific Trade Group, or APEC. The report added that in the latest speech, Xi didn't mention the topics previously mentioned almost every time when he delivered messages overseas, such as the Chinese regime's ambition to shape mankind's common future and his criticism of Western countries trying to teach China by pointing out China's human rights issues. Furthermore, Jinping also did not get into verbal brawls with the heads of other countries during the meeting. The CCP General Secretary was quoted as saying, "We should tear down the walls or barriers between countries instead of building walls. We should open up the borders instead of isolating. We should fuse with each other instead of decoupling. Cooperating and achieving win-win results are the unique right way." Despite the fact that China has hardly opened its markets for the free world order to operate safely in, Xi Jinping had the temerity during the APEC meeting to say, "Opening the border and interacting with each other is the general trend. We should promote the freedom of trade and investment and make it easy. Then we can safeguard the multilateral trading system with the World Trade Organization at its core." Xi then urged the countries to strengthen our economic and technical cooperation. In his enthusiasm to please leaders of the free world, Jinping also offered China's cutting-edge spy surveillance systems to the member countries. This large-hearted positive behavior by Xi Jinping comes no less than 2 weeks after he said China will not allow sanctimonious preaching or bullying from foreign forces, and anyone who tries will find themselves on a collision course with a steel wall forged by 1.4 billion people. This bullish speech, replete with supposed courage and bravado, came on the 100th anniversary of the founding of the CCP. In his speech on 1st of July, Xi reiterated long-standing pledges to restore Taiwan. Xi said this remained an unshakable commitment and added, "No one should underestimate the resolve, the will, and ability of the Chinese people to define their national sovereignty and territorial integrity." Much like China's recent construction of 100 nuclear missile silos and the Red Row country's plans to induct its third aircraft carrier this year, Xi Jinping's bravado is all bark, no bite. While the missile silos which China wanted the world to believe would store nuclear weapons have turned out to be wind turbines, China's under-construction 003 aircraft carrier is toothless since it will not have any new fighter jets. Similarly, Xi Jinping is a brave, stern, and invincible leader only domestically. When faced with the outer world, the man turns into a baaing sheep, and this could just prove to be an opportunity for the democratic world to teach China a lesson, now that its leader's reality is out in the open.